thank you all so much for coming out, by the way, to London. I mean, that was my first ever time doing comedy in the UK, besides Top Secret. And it was just a weird setup in general at the Pleasance Theater. I don't think it was really used to a guy like me who likes to come in a little bit more football style and just shove shit down people's throats. But we made it work and we made it happen. And for that, I'm proud of us. Okay? Like, the lights were on pretty much the entire time. I could see all of you. To the 9 to 10 people that said they were fans of the podcast, I mean, in London, that it made the world. It really made the world for me. You make the whole of the moon. Shout out to the Water Boys. I actually wrote your names down. You're going to get a big old shout out right now. Hello, everybody. How are you? Hold on. I'm going to try and sit crisscross applesauce. No, I can't do it. I'm just going to chill right here. How does that sound? Hello, everybody. Station identification. Welcome to Big Al's Grill ASMR. I'm coming to you live from, I bet you can hear that. That's the dart train. I'm coming to you live from Old Clontarf. Here, just a dart train throw outside of Old Dublin City. It is my last day here amongst the islands. I'm talking about Ireland and the UK. And it's a little bittersweet. I'm here in the Daly household. My boy Liam is at work right now. His mom is also at work. So I'm at his mom's house. I'm hanging out right here. It's not really much going on. Oh, I see some hats, by the way. Hold on. Oh, this is kind of, all right. Hey now, don't dream it's over. It is over, though. Unfortunately, the dream is over. The Euro tour has pretty much come to an end. I'm going back to sunny Los Angeles tomorrow. And I go with a heavy heart because I've just had so much goddamn fun. This is it's going to be a complete solo ep. But, I'm very excited. We have 1 day left on this big green hockey puck that we call the Island of Ireland. What am I doing tonight? I'm going to see this band called New Dad with my buddy Liam and his roommate Dev. And I've never heard of them before, but if anyone wants to see a band called New Dad, it's a guy that actually does look like a new father. I mean, if anyone's got the gray hairs to be pulling a stroller through a park and also stakily drinking a Bud Light, it's your boy right here, this guy. It's good to be here. This is a Halloween episode. It's Halloween. I've been eating candy for breakfast, along with Kerrygold butter and sourdough toast here in the kitchen. I am filming this on Halloween, and lucky for you, I'm not one of those precious little podcasters that feels the need to put on 500 pounds of makeup just to look like Foghorn Leghorn for a podcast. Okay, this is what I'm wearing. I'm a man. I'm a man made of meat. And I know you're on the internet looking at feet, but I was going to wear this anyway. I'm going to wear my Providence hockey jersey because it's fun. And I want to show off a little bit of the Hockey East over across the pond. I never get to wear this at home, and now I'm going to wear it. And I'll tell you what, even if you want to, this is what I will do for you. I'll put on my white Morpheus sunglasses. Okay, I know you guys wanted me to see them. There was a comment on the last video saying, wear the white Morpheus sunglasses, and I will. You like that? Do you like that? Okay, red pill, blue pill. Guess what? They're both Adderall. White Morpheus. Let's get right down to the meat and potatoes, or as we will call it this week, bangers and mash. Guinness and leprosy. I was watching TV last night with Liam and his mother, Traders UK on the BBC, which, by the way, I've never seen Traders before. That's a really good reality TV show. Like, the worst part about, I think, most reality TV, your Love Islands and all this stuff, you are taking one of, like, the innate human functions, which is, like, love and, like, chemical reactions to, like, people seeing one another, and you are kind of exploiting that and making them, like, look stupid in the face of them being vulnerable and trying to connect with one another. I know that's like most like reality TV, you know, Love is Blind, blah, 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 like, you know, 90 Day Fiance, all this shit. Whereas Traders is really just like, you know, they're always kind of having a good time. They're always like, you know what, I feel like I learned a lot. I really like you guys. You know, sometimes people's feelings get hurt for sure, but I don't feel like anybody is being taken advantage of or cornholed. Just my thoughts. And we're watching it, and then on the BBC afterwards, top story, King Charles stripped his brother of any and all nobility titles. So Prince Andrew is no longer Prince Andrew. He will now just be he'll just be Andrew Mountbatten. And, you know, while the Irish Republican household I was staying in started doing the nay-nay, I was a little impressed with the Brits, I got to admit. And in the age of just total go fuck yourself politics that we've inhabited here, it's a little nice to see at least the royal family take a little bit of accountability and, you know, punish the evil pedophile for once. This is finally they're punishing one of the evil pedophiles. And I guess punishing, it's not too, they're just going to be like, hey, you got to stay in the apartment in London. It's not going to be too crazy. I get that. However, it's something, you know. They said no more private jets now that mummy's gone. Now that mummy can't protect you, you're done. You see it, law. I think that's more Irish. I feel like I'm doing more Irish. Hold on. I'm going to step up a little bit. Yeah. Prince Andrew, for those unfamiliar, is like the most, I'd say, like, exposed of anyone that was exposed in the Epstein fallout. His accuser, Virginia Giuffre, had like photos of them together, and they were like, wow, she was underage, and he was caught like the most red-handed you possibly could. And I don't know. It's nice to see the royal family trying to show the public like an act of good faith, at least, where they can be like, look, we're slimy lizard people for sure, dude, but at least we're going to punish the ones that really go out of line, you know? And when Liam stopped breakdancing to the news, we then started talking about American politics, and overwhelming dread washed over me. And I just sat there and I'm like, man, I wish our pedophiles didn't have any real power. That'd be nice. Instead, it seems like they make all the actual decisions. Whereas over here in Ireland, the UK, all these royals, they just kind of give them like a fake phone that goes to like Sesame Street characters, you know, like the See and Say, that you twist it and call up Elmo. I was like, hello, Cookie Monster, put on Jeffrey. And I know I might have done this joke, and I'm going to flip myself, actually, for doing a bit that I might have done on the last pod. There. Are you happy? You feel good about that? Because I do, too. I actually feel like that was the right thing to do. I had to do that for posterity for the pod. We're currently looking at a situation this weekend where our guy in his Republican-controlled House and Senate are about to stop giving out SNAP and food benefits for 40 million Americans, all while working on a new ballroom in the White House. And it really just is the epitome of the boomer mindset at this point. Nothing in the boomer mind matters more than home improvements. Home renovations are the only thing that a boomer cares about. Okay? Listen, it's a tale as old as time. Look, your wife can't afford medication anymore. Your son just had his job replaced by AI. Your daughter has to carry the pregnancy to full term. But guess what? They said they're going to stain the deck this weekend. Yeah, brother. And you know what? Your friend who owns the hardware store is getting foreclosed on. He's going to give you a deal on the fire pit. Let's go. It's not good. And I think if you watch my show, enjoy my comedy, I'd ask that you donate what you can this week to a food bank, because I bet those are going to be probably overrun a little bit within the next couple weeks. I used to volunteer at the Food Bank of the Rockies in Colorado. I realized pretty quickly that they don't need volunteers. They need food. There's not any food now. We got a situation where they're just giving everybody money that isn't Americans, and then telling us that we're not working hard enough. Meanwhile, Amazon's laying people off, all these big companies laying people off just to replace it with robots. And I was talking with my buddy Duffy the other day about this, where I go, AI is accounting for so much of our economic growth. Almost like 40% of economic growth is being spurned on by AI and AI sales. Like, that's kind of what it is. But like, I remember when I worked in tech sales, I felt like the same level of like insanity as like, because all these people are probably doing all these like AI generative salesmen selling business to business, is they're just selling the same shit back and forth to each other. It's just going out to dinners at Del Frisco's, saying, "Hey, let's get the real champion of the deal here on the line tomorrow." And hey, wait, how is that? You like the butter? The butter's actually really good here. Yeah, they imported from Ireland, believe it or not. But we'll get in touch with the tech specs, and we'll try and make sure we can supersize this and come in over our quota for the end of the year, because they don't know what they're selling, and they don't know who's buying it. They don't know what it's being used for, besides, like, I'd argue most of the time it's just taking away human jobs. Okay, wait, I'm kind of rambling right now. I understand I'm rambling. I really like worry that like I've been living in the UK, in Ireland, the past 2 weeks, and I don't want to go home just yet. I kind of want to just maybe live here. And this is the entire time I've been here, I've been like actually eating like good food. Or I wouldn't say that. Like, the food in the restaurants in LA are like way better for sure. However, I think it's the quality of the ingredients here that I just can't get over. It just doesn't feel like everything is like portioned to make you, stuffed like an absolute pig. Everything feels like it makes sense. Whereas in the US, we are trying to do farmers market style protests to end fascism. We talked about it a lot last night, me and Liam and his mom, because I feel like it's important to talk about. And plus, the more I've toured here, the more I've realized that they are really up to date with our politics. The average American might not know shit from fuck. But the average Irish, English, Persian, Irish, English, Persian does keep up, and they think smart enough to like understand the moment. And I don't really know why that is, why they feel the need to. However, the conversations seem to be more informed with them. We talked about it at length. And I don't know. I have this feeling that like Gen Z in particular, we're going to be the generation that like really puts our body on the line. And maybe not in a way where like we all die and like, get mowed down. But like, I really think we're going to have to be the ones that are in the streets. It's going to be like an in the streets every night thing. We can't be doing like this No Kings protest where we show up one Saturday every quarter to, sell sourdough and hang out. We got to be like in the street every night. Don't get me wrong. We can make it fun. I love a good boombox. I love a walk. That's the thing. I like to walk. So if we could like do a thing where, maybe it's an all-night protest against fascism and corruption, but it's like start in Culver, end in Santa Monica, and then back. And we do that like every night. I bet everyone would love that. Hey, obviously you can't have your Apple Watch or any phone on you, but we could be like counting, like, look, we're getting our steps in. Getting our steps in tonight. Do you think more people would show up if that's how we looked at it? Because we have to be in the streets every night. The French are the only country where like, they will be like, we will fuck everything up every day until you decrease the price of the baguette. If you like, there's no middle ground with them. They have actual class consciousness. We don't care. We all think that we're like, I can't make rent right now, but like soon I'll be a billionaire and then I don't want to pay taxes. That's like the mindset of like the average guy my age. It's like crazy. When are we going to figure it out that middle class solidarity is the only like real dream we can hope for? And then we can like, maybe we won't be the most wealthy people, but at least we can afford a vacation once a year. We can have, maternal, childcare, all these things that like make life easier to live. Man, just talking about this stuff makes me sweat in my fucking mock neck. All right, I'm outside now. And I'm optimistic now that I'm outside. Because it's... when Gen Z gets together, we have the power to really like organize. I think it'll be powerful and I think it'll make a difference. We can't rely on the old people to like guide us along anymore. Did I just step in dog shit? I might have. Hold on, I can't even tell. I think I did. Funch me in the butt, dude. I just stepped on Liam's dog's poopy. So that's good. That's good. That's why we go outside. Whatever. What are you going to do? The England run. Oh my God, guys. Did we have a time? Oh, no. Oh, that's a lot of dog shit. No, dude, that sucks. That sucks. These are new shoes. I should have seen it. I should have seen it coming. I did nothing to stop it. Now I have shit on my shoes. What can you do? The England guys, thank you all so much for coming out, by the way, to London. I mean, that was my first ever time doing comedy in the UK, besides Top Secret. And it was just a weird setup in general at the Pleasance Theater. I don't think it was really used to a guy like me who likes to come in a little bit more football style and just shove shit down people's throats. But we made it work and we made it happen. And for that, I'm proud of us. Okay? Like the lights were on pretty much the entire time I could see all of you. To the like 9 to 10 people that said they were fans of the podcast, I mean, in London, that it made the world. It really made the world for me. You make the whole of the moon. Shout out to the Water Boys. I actually wrote your names down. You're going to get a big old shout out right now. Guard, Fergal, Adam, Dan. You guys were fucking beauties. I think there's plenty more guys. Shout out my boy Tully, who came through. Shout out my boy Jack, who came through. They're Americans, but whatever. Shout out everybody that came through. Shout out my brother's friend from college, from UConn, who came through. You're a beauty. It was a special night, and then we all went out afterwards. I got fucking rinsed again, and then that was set off another round of insane sleep talking, to which Paige could not handle. She went through the fucking ringer, dude. I'll tell you what. And then on that Saturday, we were like, oh, we're going to go to the rugby match. Too tired. Couldn't make it. Met up with our friends Jack and Lauren. Went to Chinese food and just walked around. And we were like, that was exactly what we needed. Now we're feeling good. So then what did we do from there? We went to Tobias and Mina's pizza party. Shout out Tobias and Mina. Tobias hit me up on Instagram and he goes, my girlfriend's having her 28th birthday. We're doing a pizza party. Do you want to come? And I go, let's see a picture of this pizza. She shows me a picture of the pizza and I'm like, Yeah, we're going to be there. So we go all the way out to northern London, roll up, and we just start smacking around Neapolitan styles like it's my job, saying a little happy birthday for the birthday girl. Happy birthday, happy 28th birthday, by the way. And then we had something called Colin the Caterpillar, which is kind of like the British UK version of Fudgy the Whale. Man, that was awesome. What a night. And I'll let you guys know right now, if I'm in your city and you have something cool planned that's like outside of like just a good bar or something after the show, I'll go. Like, don't get me wrong, like, pizza party is kind of the bar. I definitely want to go to a pizza party. But if you can do, if you got something else that you think would be fucking fun as hell, and you're like, yo, roll up to my uncle's having a horseshoe competition in his backyard, it's always a good time. Roll through. I'd be like, yeah, down. When I'm in Charlotte, fucking in 2 weeks, and you're like, hey, we're gonna smoke an entire pig, roll through, I'd be like, yeah, I'm in. Not all the time, but like if you come to the show and you prove to me that you're not a complete maniac, I'm probably gonna come through. Dude, my shoes smell like dog poop right now. This is so bad. Liam is gonna kill me. Sorry, Deirdre. I didn't mean it. Shout out Mike Rice for opening, by the way. If you guys do not, you should go on Instagram right now and follow comedian Mike Rice. He is the funniest Irish fucker I've ever seen. I was laughing so hard because the sleep talking that was keeping Paige up at night was one of Mike's bits where he would just go, I'm a rotten little man. I'm a rotten little man. That poor fucking woman, dude. She puts up a lot with me. Yes. And then we took the train from London up to Manchester. The train system, while I absolutely adore a train, the trains in London, or I'd say the UK, while super efficient and a great way of keeping emissions down and getting everybody where they need to go, absolute blood sport. Me and Paige roll into the train station. She hasn't slept. She's feeling awful. And I'm thinking like, well, once we get on the train, we can sleep. We'll be fine. Take a nap. No. The minute the fucking platform thing goes up, it is just people sprinting to get to their train and get on a seat. I'm thinking like, all right, we'll be okay. Like, I mean, I'm definitely got a little pep in my step. I'm pushing. I'm like, let's go. I'm pushing her along. And I'm thinking, but I'm still like, we reserved a seat. We'll be fine. No. It is every man for themselves on these trains. We end up sitting next to an entire family, an old woman, like in a scooter, in the handicap thing. She's screaming for like half the flight at her granddaughter, like, Scarlett, turn down the iPad. Scarlett, I'm not going to tell you twice. Turn down the iPad. Really like a great, like, I mean, again, those sweet people. Like, it's a great look at the inside of, like, I remember there was a guy sitting inside of Paige, to the inside of Paige, and these women came around. They're like, hey, we reserved these seats. And he goes, I'm not fucking getting up. Yeah, I'm not getting up. Sorry. Hey, listen, it's overbooked. What are you going to do? And Paige was like, I'll get up. And I looked at her. I'm like, fucking no, stop. Don't do that. So yeah, we finally get to Manchester. She doesn't feel good. She does, I'm proud of her because she fucking turned it right around, did her self-tape, and then went on stage at the Fairfield Social Club, which, by the way, awesome show. Manchester was a sick show. They put us in a shed. It was about 60 of us, absolute maniacs. Shout out everyone from Manchester. Danny, I want to shout out the Danish couple. Shout out Sam and the Sheffield boys who I gave tickets to, who rolled through and were fucking awesome. Awesome audience members, great people. The guy who gave me the heat sticker, he was the man, him and his friend. We talked before the show. You guys were just like super kind in Manchester, and you guys came out on like a cold night. had some pints with us. That was a really fun show, and I truly did enjoy it. It was the first time I realized that like UK audiences super duper require a intermission in between. And then the next day we're like, all right, we got to go from Manchester to Edinburgh. This is going to be a 4-hour train. Speaking of train. Four-hour train. This is when she wakes up and she goes, I am for sure sick. And I'm thinking like, dude, this poor fucking beautiful angel. What did I do to this girl? I pretty much sleep deprived my girlfriend for 5 days. And then I was just I made her cross an entire island nation to do stand-up comedy. I mean, we had 2 train crossovers, like, and then she was also like stressing out about filming videos and like doing self-tapes. I mean, I'm really, really proud of her for getting it done because I don't think that's easy. And I don't know if I would have had the same strength in the same situation. But we get to Edinburgh. She's just like dying. So I'm like, lay down. You're going to be good. She's like, I can't do the show. I'm like, all right, that's okay. She goes, have your buddy Duffy do the show. My friend Duff, who is my friend from high school, came to Edinburgh and he was going to come with me to Edinburgh in Ireland and hang out with us all week. Duffy is not a stand-up comedian at all. And I think Paige thought he was. So she goes, yeah, it's fine. Just have Duffy open for you. And I go, yeah, for sure. I'll have Duffy open for me. Duffy then proceeds to, like, we're at Monkey Barrel, by the way. So, like, we're eating dinner before heading to Edinburgh. Edinburgh, by the way, gorgeous city. Absolutely beautiful. Like, I think people talk about how that was the city that inspired Harry Potter. I could see how J.K. Rowling would get off on that. It's definitely all that in a bag of crisps. But we're at dinner, and I go, Duff, you gotta do the bit. And he goes, no, dude, not at all. And I go, Duffy, you gotta do it. So, and he goes, no, man. And then finally, push comes to shove. We couldn't find an opener in Edinburgh in time. So I go, guess what, Duff? You're fucking doing it. He gets up there after I pretty much do 15 minutes unabridged. And he's up there with Paige's jokes, just reading them deadpan and murdering. I get a video. We'll put the video in here too. I'll send it over to you.
Just by giving him the answers, he has to learn. And you just sit there and continue to make out with his mouth that stop moving because men can't multitask. While he's down there, just like he's looking for something under a car while driving, like this, I guess. Just to act it out. Oh, shit. I absolutely butchered this. Oh, my sunglasses. A French fry. Fuck. I've got to stop keeping fries in my vagina.
And it was really, really funny. I mean, that was a really special moment because I'm like, yeah, dude, no one's ever going to stop us. Not only that, but Edinburgh, we sold 75, maybe even 80 tickets. It was tiny. It was cramped. We were down in the basement of the Monkey Barrel, a legendary club. And that was probably one of the best. I was like, man, how do these shows keep getting fucking better? That was a banger. Shout out to everybody I met in Edinburgh. Shout out to my St. Andrews boys. I truly need to return and just kind of like experience a whole weekend at Fringe where I can do my one-man show where I play Tony Soprano doing stand-up comedy. So that's something that we're going to be working on with TMG Studios. That's like our big project is I will be doing my one-man show is Tony Soprano as an open mic comedian. I think that would be fucking electric. I'm still smelling a lot of this dog shit. And I think something else about Edinburgh that made me feel really good was, you know, I was, and I'll be very candid for the rest of the pod when I speak on this. I was really worried about Paige the entire trip. Not really so much until we started leaving. Like around like Thursday, the day in London when like we really hadn't slept, I could tell like she was tired, it was getting to her. But she pushed through, and I think she, kept a brave face for me. And I think that just shows like how selfless she is and how strong she is, because I could tell like it's a lot. And in Edinburgh, I really like laid my heart out there. I'm like, I love you so much, and I just don't want this to be something that, really fractures anything we have going. And, she looked at me and she goes, no, like, I love you. And I just don't want you to be mad at me. And I go, mad at you? I mean, are you kidding me? I've been dragging you across a damn island to do yuck yucks and talk about being Asian. I don't know how you're not pissed at me. And I just kept being like, thank God. I just, it's my old insecurity of thinking like I don't deserve somebody that I love, and I don't deserve to have, oh yeah, the train. This is actually a good time for the train to come through. This is the mode of transportation that almost ruined us. But I think I just have to get it out of my head that I don't deserve the love of somebody who I love, or that I need to always be perfect in order to keep somebody around, when I think in reality what drew me to her is how she's just effortlessly herself, and what I think she loves about me is how I'm an absolute maniac with more energy than ever can be accounted for. And we laid it all out, and it was just so nice to feel assured and feel like I was allowed to, I guess, make mistakes and be myself. And I was legit almost in tears dropping her off at the gate to go back to LA the next day in Edinburgh. I felt like I was like dropping my kid off at the school bus. I'm like, oh my God, bye, like, be safe. I think she was ready to go too. And the train's back again. I asked her, I'm like, do you want to take the train or do you want to fly? And she's like, shut the fuck up. But, yeah, I mean, maybe this is a little bit too deep for the pod, but I just feel so fucking lucky, man. It's crazy. That's when I really knew. I'm like, what this is special, and what this trip is this whole trip has been special. But here we are. We're in Dublin. And on Tuesday, I flew over to Dublin, met up with my boy Liam, who I used to live with. Me, Duff, Liam-O. We are chilling now. We had the best show ever in Dublin. It was fucking awesome. They put us in this tiny little side room of a rock club. And there was a Turkish rock band going on right above us that was bumping because it was Turkish Independence Day. So people were fired up. Everyone was smoking darts, smoking hookah. It was a lot of fun. Liam's parents came. Duff did another set. I got to meet all of you guys afterwards and hang out. I realize that I keep running into like huge tall guys that are big fans of mine, which I love. If you're a big tall guy and you want to pick me up after the show, uppy. I'll allow it. I will let that happen. But yeah, then yesterday I hung out with Duffy. We went to the Gravediggers, just crushed some pints, and then had a really, really nice dinner. And then I came back and hung out. This is the last day. I mean, really reflecting on this, I just have to say how grateful I am. It is like bananas to me that I have anybody in a different country coming up to me and saying that they listen to the podcast. And it's nuts. And I want you to know that I'm so grateful for it, because I just want everyone to have a good time and to laugh and to feel like we're all part of a community and like we're all friends. Like we're all just hanging out at the bar together. And, definitely didn't make a lot of money. Probably lost money. But I think that's the point of it. I helped pay for a vacation. I don't really know what things are going to hold for me next year, but the fact that I got to do this year was so special. And to have the people that I love join me and have the same experience was I can't even describe it. I can't even put it into words. You know, who knows? I might never do theaters. I might never do hell, I might never even do weekends in big rooms. But to have experiences like these are priceless. And it's because of you. It's because of you guys. You guys came out and you cared. All I want to know, I care. All because you know I care. I'm projecting. Sorry, I'm projecting a little bit because I'm getting emotional. It's awesome, man. We did it. And we're going to keep on doing it. The only shows I have coming up for the end of the year are New York City, Gramercy Theater. That's going to be fucking incredible. That's New York City. That's like the big one. Please get tickets to that. Holy shit. We need to start selling like now because that's coming up. So if you know anybody or if you want to go with a friend, let me know. Or just hit me up, DM me. I'm usually pretty good about responding if you can't afford it. And then Charlotte, North Carolina, that is November 19th. I'm going to do a quick little date in Raleigh as well, like a don't tell. I'll put the link up there for that. And then I'm also going to do Wilmington, North Carolina, 21st, 22nd. And then Denver, Colorado, guys, the big one, Denver, Colorado, 28th, 29th, Thanksgiving weekend. Here comes the train once again. Here we go. And then after that, I'm back home. I'm going to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, December 10th. And then all my Boston shows for the weekend before Christmas are up right now at on my website for Duck Duck Goofs in Somerville. And as always, you know, if you want to just sign up for the mailing list, and then you can know right away when I'm doing a show. But man, things are good. I'm really stoked on this shit. I think the act is looking good. I think I want to film something sooner than later. That's the goal. I want someone from HBO. That's what I told my agent. I said, bring someone from HBO to the New York City show and show them that I can just fucking rip one. Because I want to be on HBO. I want to be an HBO boy. I hate to say it. I want to be within the likes of the Caleb Herons, the Nikki Glazers, like the Mark Marons. I just feel like I can make something really cool, and like hopefully we do it with TMG, and it's my big goal. But if we don't, we don't. You know, maybe I just release something on YouTube. And I haven't really felt very creative since I've been traveling. I think it's maybe just the fact that I've been moving around so much. I have a 10-hour flight home tomorrow. I'm planning on staying up for the entire thing and just writing. Just straight up like ripping through my notes, getting after it, really doing a lot of deep dive and exploration. Probably re-listening to some of these pods. All right. I think it's time. Time for the segment. Here we go. Real man of genius. Here's to you, James Joyce. Here's to you, James Joyce. While I was in Dublin, I stopped by the Museum of Irish Literature, and you were a pretty prominent part of it. Oh my God, you were like 50% of the exhibits. It was fascinating to see all of your old works and the first edition of Ulysses. Holy shit, that's a big old book. But looking through all of your old drafts and seeing how hard you would work on chapter per chapter, it gave me an inspiration to know that all I have to do is keep on writing, keep on being true to myself, and all of the good things will follow. Even though if I'm talking about my dick or my penis and bones. It is a very cool thing to see how much you've inspired other generations of Irish writers. I didn't even know there were that many, and I have so many new book recs to talk about. And I hope that maybe one day, people that listen to this pod or watch my stand-up will feel the same way when it comes to their art. maybe, but probably not. Don't do comedy and be good at me. That would fucking suck. So here's to you, James Joyce. You are this week's real man of genius. Pretty good. Pretty good. I gotta figure out how to get this dog shit off my shoes before Liam's mom comes home. Sorry if this is a bit of a shorter pod, guys. I know I usually go a little bit longer with the solos. I've just been having fun. I'm trying to just enjoy myself, have a clean blank slate, and trying my best. Okay, here we go. Here's our final word. When it comes to travel, gang, make sure that you are drinking as much fluids and vitamin C as possible. You will get sick, okay? It's not if, it's when. All right, I'm feeling a little bit stuffy right now. That's not good ahead of a big travel day tomorrow. And I'm going to probably get fucked up tonight and try and stay up as late as I can so I sleep in as much as I can for my 3 o'clock flight, and then I can stay up forever, okay? That is the other thing, okay? Make sure you're staying hydrated, you're drinking vitamin C, but also, if you're doing a time change, you gotta time it out, okay? If you're losing hours, all right, make sure you are waking up early to get on their schedule. If you're gaining hours, wake up late so that you are you have to time it out. I'm telling you, I did that and I feel like I fucking nailed it. All right, I don't want to speak for other people, but I'm kind of the king of traveling places. All right, that's why I'm going to be in New York, Charlotte, Wilmington, Denver, Portsmouth, and Boston soon. So, man, I hope my agent gets me more places to tour because I feel like the tickets, nobody's going to buy tickets anymore. I'm really worried about that, and then I won't have any income. That is the other thing, gang. I'm really scared that I'm going to end up not making any fucking money soon. Real soon. It's kind of freaking me the funch out, dude. I'll tell you that much. Shout out Emmett. Emmett, by the way, I miss you. There's another Emmett that I ran into at the London shows who was like, "Where's Emmett?" Oh, no, not in Manchester. There was an Emmett at the Manchester shows from New York. And I want to shout him out. He was the man. He said, "Yeah, here you go. Here's another Emmett for you." And I go, there can only be one, but you will do for now. So I thought you might get a kick out of that, Emmett, and other Emmett. All right, I got to get this dog shit off my shoes. I do love you guys, and this has been the dream of a lifetime. And I love you, Paige, if you're watching. And I love you, Duff. Thanks for tagging along. Thanks, Liam. Thanks, Deirdre. Thanks, Sean. Thank you, Charlie. Suck me from the back, everybody.